Hello and welcome to HCS Golf, and today's review has been released on a Friday, which means one thing only: it is a current club, and it's this, the Ping G430 Hybrid, specifically the 3 Hybrid, as that's the one that I have in the bag. Now, yes, this is a current club, but if you're watching this, you know what, this is coming out August. If you're watching this, say, back end of this year, 2024, if you're watching this in 2025, this is probably no longer the current model. You know, this was released last year, and as you know, with Ping, they do 2-year cycles. So I imagine this will be replaced with something else. The name of it, I do not know. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. I mean, it went from the G410 to the G425 and then the G430, so don't really know where they're going with their names, but I'm sure it will be replaced. Now, the reason to do this review is basically because I've had it in the bag for ages, and you can tell by the looks of it, there's a few little scuff marks on there. And I personally think it is one of the best hybrids out there, the best hybrids you can currently buy on the market. So that's why I wanted to do the review for you guys. So as always, what we're going to do is we're going to have a closer look at this club, come back in here, go for all the technology, then we'll get down to the range. I'll throw some figures at you guys, come back here for the HCS golf scale, and then I'll discuss why I think potentially this is one of the best hybrids, if not the best hybrid currently out there on the market. All right, guys, now without any further ado, let's have a closer look at this club. So there you go, a closer look at the club, and I think it's an absolute beauty. Nearly dropped it there. Nearly dropped it. That would have been interesting. I think it's an absolute beauty. You know, I really like that sort of more classic hybrid shape. You know, when a hybrid looks pretty much just like a little fairway would. You know, I'm not a fan of these hybrids that sort of come down and have a sort of straight line there. I just like the sort of mini fairway woods, which is exactly what this one looks like. So I really, really like the look of it. That sort of shape there. It's generally a really good classic looking hybrid. Now, going into all the technology that's in here, so the G430, as I mentioned, it was released at the end of last year's 2023, but it is running into 2024. So we've loaded the G430 with new innovations like a carbon fly wrap to give you that added ball speed, distance, and green holding stopping power you need to take on any approach. Our proven technologies, face wrap and spin consistency, are also here, and a tungsten back weight to ensure forgiveness. So available from a 2 hybrid through to a 7 hybrid. And one thing I also like about these pings is they are adjustable. You know, some hybrids such as Cobra, such as TaylorMade, you know, if you get their standard hybrids, they're not adjustable unless you get a fitting Cobra. I always see these fitting Cobras out on the market where you can adjust them, but technically they're not supposed to be adjustable. You know, but the companies like Ping and Titleist, you know, you can adjust them, which I really do think is great, because it means you can really get that ball flight and get that distance gapping you want from the club. So moving on into the technology. So as they've mentioned, a carbon fly wrap. So Ping have only started really using carbon over the past couple of years. They never really used it. Everything was always fully titanium, but now they're definitely starting to bring it into their models. I mean, I think this year was the first year they used it in the driver. They used it in the NST model, and now they used it in that Ping G430 10K model as well, and they have it in the hybrid here. So carbon fly wrap. Carbon fly wrap, an ultra thin, lightweight composition crown wraps to the heel and the toe section of the skirt. So it's literally over the back here like that, and you can sort of see that sort of carbon just coming through the paintwork there. Weight savings are relocated to lower the CG, center of gravity, increase ball speed, and their MOI forgiveness. The composite also plays a role in the pleasing sound. So a lot of people don't necessarily like Pings because of the sounds. You know, I've tested quite a few of the Ping drivers on this channel, like the G400 Max and G425 as well Max, and they are loud. They're ear-piercing loud, and it's same with their, you know, fairway woods. I've used their fairway woods before. I used the G400 back in the day, And again, very loud tinny sound. Some people like it, some people don't. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of it. With this, it's definitely a nice, dull, muted sound. Really like it, and that's down to that carbon fiber there. So face wrap technology, the thin, high-strength margin steel face wraps, so around the face there, into the sole and the crown to increase flexing and generate faster ball speed with a higher launch for longer carries. Perfect, exactly what you want from your hybrid. Spin consistency, a variable roll radius creates less loft low on the face to improve performance, especially on thin shots, by reducing spin to increase ball speed for added distance from the margining steel face. So there you go. So the idea, if it comes off the bottom, you won't get as much spin, but you'll, so basically the ball will hopefully go further. You know, if you have too much spin, you tend to lose distance. It's all about finding that right sort of, well, right amount of spin to really maximize your distance there. So really good with that. I like that sort of feature there. Moving on, so adjust, lie and loft. So trajectory tuning 2.0 utilizes a lightweight aerodynamic hosel sleeve that provides 8 positions to customize your trajectory for maximum distance and accuracy. So there you go. Same as being pinged all the time. They're all talking about this sort of lightweight now, but the idea is obviously to help with that trajectory, you know, so you can change the loft of this club. Going into that tuning chart, you know, as mentioned, you've got 8 positions there. So you can loft this up by 1.5 degrees. So I can go to 20.5 degrees. I can loft it down by 1.5. So I can actually go to 17.5. And that is just in the 3 hybrid there. And you can also change the lie angle as well. If you want it flat, you can increase by 1 degree and decrease it by, increase it by 1 degree and decrease it by 1 degree, and also just make it generally flatter as well. So there you go. They've also got a G430 high launch. So they've only brought out 2 models. So it's this, and then the high launch, I believe, came out this year. I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely came out at a later date over this one. And the high launch, the idea is, you know, it's a 5.5 gram back weight. I'm not 100% sure what the back weight is on the normal one. It doesn't actually tell you. Hopefully we'll find out in a second. You know, and you get a Ping Ultra Quick Shaft, you know, and a 41 gram Lanking UTL light grip that makes up the lighter HL build, so players with slow swing speed can generate more club head speed to produce faster ball speeds and have a higher launch. So there is that HL there for that slower swing speed player, you know, really to help them get that ball up in the air and maximize the distance. That you can only get from 3 hybrid down to 7 hybrid. And a 3 hybrid, for example, is 20 degrees, while a normal one is 19 degrees. Obviously, you've got some great options for shafts. I've actually got hazardous RDX smoke and hit over the Ping Zone shafts. I'm not a huge fan of Ping Zone ones, but they are, a lot of people do like them. But personally, I just don't get on with them very well. So if we go into specifications, so remember, as I mentioned, you have that weight at the back there to help with MOI. Go into specifications, so you've got 2 hybrid, which is 17 degree loft, 3 hybrid 19, 4 hybrid is 22, 5 hybrid is 26, 6 hybrid is 30, and 7 hybrid is 34. And also a good thing I will say about this weight, which I'm annoyed it doesn't actually tell me what the weight is. I'm sure I can take it off and then find out what it is for you guys. Let's actually have a quick look at that. So there you go. I did take the weight off and it is 12 grams. The back weight on the normal one is 12 grams. On the lighter version is 5.5. I've actually never taken the weight off that. So the amount of dirt that just came out on me was ridiculous, but never mind. So 12 grams. And obviously if you went for a fitting, they could change that for your swing if you needed. So there you go. That's all the technology that is in the club. So let's get down to the range now. I'm going to throw some figures at you and then we'll come back here for the ACS golf scale. All right. See you in a bit. Here I am down the range with the hybrid on actually a really cold night because this is footage from earlier in the year because like I said, I have had this club in the bag for a while now. Also, just a quick mention, only a few tracers worked. Again, having an issue with the tracer app that I'm using. If anyone uses a really good one, do let me know down in the comments down below because I'm probably going to be changing it up. Now let's get into those figures. So for a 3 hybrid, I'm normally looking for an average sort of total distance around 215 yards, and this club definitely did deliver. So on average on the day, I had carry of 192 yards, total distance of 219 yards, ball speed 135 miles per hour, launch angle 9, and height 52 feet. really happy with those figures. When I really went for it with this hybrid, the longest on the day was actually 202 yards carry, 229 yards total distance, and 137 miles per hour ball speed. Launch angle 11 and height 61. Not actually the fastest ball speed. The fastest ball speed was 140. And then when I had an absolute shocker with it, not a really good hit at all, I was still getting the 200 yards total distance and ball speed around 131 miles per hour. So not only does this club have some really good length in it when you really want to go for it, which I do every now with a hybrid, especially with one that I really trust like this, it's also got loads of forgiveness in it as well. Here you go with the figures. So on average, 219 yards carry, longest is 229 yards, and the shortest is 201 yards. Now with that shortest, I swear I nearly missed the actual club face there. So to get a total distance of 201 yards, just 19 yards down, ball speed still 131 miles per hour, it really does show how good the forgiveness is in this hybrid. Launch angle overall is a little bit lower, but I think that's more just down to the shaft. You can loft the club up if needed. One thing as well, I will say they actually have released now a high launching version of this club. So if you need that extra height to get the ball flying a little bit higher and get it stopping quicker, then you do have that option out there. For me, this is perfect, and I really like the ball flight and the distance I get with it. So there you go, and some really good figures there. You can see on the day, it was a very cold day in the middle of winter. And so I was hitting this all over the face, And to have the ball speed stay the same around 131 miles per hour, but then have, the distance only dropped to 201 yards. I'd be so happy with that, because like I said, the hit on that, I nearly missed the ball. I so nearly missed the ball, and to still get it 200 yards and straight, my draw, and then comes back in, fantastic. Really, really happy with that. Just shows you the forgiveness that is in this club, and when I really want to go with it, which many a times I have actually taken this when I have this on the golf course, maybe the fairway wood isn't quite working or the lie isn't that perfect, but I still have a chance to get to a long par 4 if maybe the driver hasn't worked off the tee, which obviously sometimes it does not, or I'm in a par 5 and I just want to get it up there as far as possible. I have really gone for this, and I have got it up to that 230 yards on the golf course. Been really, really happy with it, really comfortable with going full whack, like really, really full whack with it, getting some really good results. So really, really happy with it, and as I mentioned, on average, 219 yards, perfect, a little bit more than my normal hybrid, what I sort of look at 215, but it fits in quite well for me. So I'm really happy, I need to, I can push my 4-iron up to like 205 to bridge that gap if necessary. But overall, really, 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 really happy with the distance of this club. And it's probably why it is the longest serving club in my bag at the moment. So let's get into the ACS Golf Scale. So remember, we've got distance, feel, looks, price, and forgiveness. 5 being the worst, 5 being the best, 5 being the best. How many videos have I done now? And I keep on saying that every now and again. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. So for distance, I've given this a 4.5 out of 5. Really good distance with it, as you've seen. Great ball speed with it. Really, really happy with it. Do I think it's as long as sort of your tailor-mades out there? No, I don't. I think if you're going down the, the QI10 or the Stealth 2 from last year, I think they are going to be a little bit longer, which sometimes isn't necessarily the best thing, to be honest. If you've got a 3 hybrid that's going the same as your 5 wood or going the same distance as your 3 wood, is that really going to help you? No, it's not. But then I guess you could take the 3 wood out and then maybe have a different wedge. So be aware of that. So not necessarily long is always the best thing when it comes down to your longer clubs because of gapping. But overall, really happy with it, 4.5 for distance. And I know if I wanted to get some more distance and more ball speed, I can loft it down. If I want to get more carry, maybe a little bit less distance, I can loft it up. So it really does give me the options there. But overall, 4.5 out of 5. It is long. It is very long. You will definitely find the distance you need in this club. But the only disclaimer is I don't think it's longer than a TaylorMade. And I remember reading reviews about this before I picked it up myself. And it was like the second longest. And then when it first came out, and the Stealth 2 was the longest. So, really, really good distance in there. Going on to feel 4.5 out of 5. I love the sound of it. I love the feel of it. It feels not soft, but strong, powerful, like it's coming off the face. I know where my miss hits are. just a really nice feeling club. Really does feel nice. 4.5 out of 5. Do I think it definitely feels better than TaylorMade in my mind. Do I think it feels better than sort of the Titleists out there and your Mizunos, which I think are some of the best feeling fairwoods? No, I don't. But then they'll probably get 5, and this is why it's a 4.5. So overall, really, 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 really like it. Really like the feel. I say that actually, I'm not sure Titleist will get a 5 either. What did I'm not too sure. Not too sure. But anyway, we're going down a different track. Let's bring it back to this club. Looks 4.5 out of 5. I love the look of it. Like I said, I really love the simple shape. I love the colouring on it. Just generally really good looking club. My only issue with it, like little marker there as well, little white dot. My only issue is with this sort of matte effect. With a hybrid as well, because obviously you are going to be hitting hybrids maybe out the rough every now and again. There have been a few times. I don't know if you can quite see that, but there's a chip there off the mat. There's a scratch there where you've hit stones or something's hit it, which you haven't necessarily seen in that grass. So it's my only sort of issue with it is this matte effect does seem to chip off quite easily, but overall really good looking club. So again, a very solid 4.5 out of 5. Now on to forgiveness. What can I say? As I've mentioned before, it is very forgiving. That one shot, which was awful, stayed true and still gave me 200 yards total distance. Maybe on a golf course, I might have even gone out a little bit further. So 4.5 out of 5. I really think the forgiveness in this is absolutely great. Do I think it's the most forgiving fairwood out there? It's not a 5 out of 5 for me. I think maybe there's a few others out there that probably might be a bit more forgiving, especially the ones that aim for the lowest, like sort of slower swing speed, etc. Would maybe be a little bit more forgiving than this. But 4.5 out of 5, you're getting to close to perfect. Really, really good. So at the moment, extremely, extremely impressive. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. When this came out, this was, well, the best hybrid, they were saying. It was so good. They finally, Ping have always been really good for forgiveness, but this year with this hybrid, they really got up there with distance. So everyone was saying, this is one of the best out there, really good gamer. And for me, I haven't even thought about taking out the bag. It is that good. It really is. On to price though. So price, I generally look at new because this is a new review that I do that's come out on Friday. However, I'm going to put in second hand there as well, just to give you an idea of this. So brand new at the moment, you can pick this up in the UK for £249. In the US, you can pick it up for $240. The US seems to be getting a lot of really good deals in golf clubs recently that I've been reviewing. Need to get some of that savings brought over here to the UK. If you're looking at second-hand golf stores, like sort of golf clubs for cash, it's sort of starting around £215, which is around $270. I have seen ones under 200, but they were senior flex, so just be aware of that. Senior flex tends to go a little bit cheaper because it's not as desirable as getting, say, a stiff flex shaft in there or a regular shaft in there. And on eBay, it's only going for like £200. You're lucky to find it under £200 at the moment. So around that $250 mark. So the price really is high for this club. And if you're looking at brand new ones at the moment, so other brand new ones, you're looking at, QI10, £269, AI Smoke, £269. So very similar, the Dark Speed is £229, and the Dark Speed this year has got a great review, by the way. It's supposed to be really, really good hybrid. One that I definitely want to try, and I'm definitely going to try and pick up probably later this year to give a go. Might even possibly replace this because I do love I don't actually have my Dark Speed Hecker anymore, but I do love my Dark Speed drive. I really do. So that'll be quite interesting. So the Cobra there. But overall, the price is what it is. So I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. It's not a bargain, if you see what I'm saying. It's not going to save you money for going this club, but you're not going to be disappointed with it. You're going to be very happy with it because it is a very, very good hybrid if you want to go down the hybrid route rather than long iron. So that's why I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. It is what it is, sort of thing. It's not the greatest bargain because everything else is the same price. It's not, overly expensive because, again, everything else is the same price. It's just it is what it is. So 2.5 out of 5 for it. But I guarantee if you buy it and you try it, you won't be disappointed. So yeah, great club. And this why going through the ACS Golf Scout, I think it is currently the best hybrid out there on the market. If you read all the reviews about it as well, everyone is saying it's such a good all-rounder. Yes, it's not the longest, but it's pretty close to it. Yes, it's not the most forgiving, but it's pretty close to it. You know, yes, it's not the cheapest, but it's just that is the price, and it matches everything else really on the market. Workability wise with it, you can work it. Obviously, you know, you can draw it, you can fade it, etc., which I can do with it quite nicely actually. I've done quite a few nice little draws, and I've had to get around a tree with it, so it is workable. Is it as workable as say your your QI pluses or your better made hybrids, which really sacrifice forgiveness? Probably not. It's definitely sort of mid-level, I'd say. More workable than some of your more forgiving hybrids. Well, matching forgiveness hybrids, I should say, but not as workable as your less forgiving hybrids that are made for sort of the better players. But overall, as I mentioned, definitely from the results of the ACS Golf Scout, and me just using this for quite a while now, nearly a year must be, it is definitely one of the most impressive clubs that I have tried in the hybrid category. It really, really is. It is a fantastic club. So if you're looking for a hybrid and you want to go down the brand new route, do have a look at this. Obviously, you can go for older Ping, so G425, hybrid, etc. Just be aware you won't get as much distance as you would with this, but you would still get plenty of forgiveness. All right, guys, so there you go. There's my review of the Ping G430 hybrid. Absolutely amazing hybrid and definitely worth a try if you want to go down the hybrid route. You know, and if you don't believe this review from me, go and check out all the other reviews out online for this club, because believe me, it is fantastic. It really is a great, great, great all-rounder. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do remember to give it a like if you did. Also, remember to hit that subscription button on the channel so you do not miss weekly golf reviews and the odd new new review club as well every now and again, and a few extra videos as well. So do hit that subscription button and the bell icon so you do not miss out on them. And also comment down below, have you tried this G430 hybrid? I'd love to know your thoughts about it. All right, guys, I'll catch you soon for the next ACS golf video. See you then. Bye-bye.